The Grenlec Debates. Power, bright ideas.
These are the 2024 Grenlec Debates. I am your host and former Grenlec debater, Ambrosia Charles. Welcome. We're in the second round of competition, the round of 16. The theme for this round is energy policy and economics. The areas of focus are energy policies, economic impact and subsidies, and taxes. Please note that although the students are given the topics and themes to research prior to the match, these debates are impromptu. The students develop their arguments today. They've selected their motions. They have been given 30 minutes to prepare their presentations without assistance from their teachers, and they're ready to debate. Let's get to it. This match is between St. Joseph's Convent St. George's and Happy Hill Secondary School. The motion is, be it resolved that government ownership of energy resources is essential for energy sustainability. For the proposition, Happy Hill Secondary School. For the opposition, St. Joseph's Convent St. George's.
Esteemed judges, respected opponents, chairman, and valued audience, good afternoon. We, the proposition, strongly stand in affirmation of the moot, be it resolved that government ownership of energy resources is essential for energy sustainability. As first speaker, I will outline key terms in the moot and present 2 key points to support our stance. I will first demonstrate how government's ownership for energy is essential for energy independence and innovation. My second speaker will further strengthen our argument by explaining how it will improve economic growth and job creation. Firstly, according to the English Oxford Dictionary, essential is something that you cannot do without. Sustainability is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Ownership is to have something as your property, to possess something. Firstly, government ownership over energy resources will create energy independence. Developing local energy sources can reduce reliance on imports and enhance national security. Government is planning on being 100% reliance on energy resources by 2030. If we create our own energy independence, it will encourage citizens to switch to energy resources. Secondly, government ownership of energy resources can lead to innovation. The energy sector drives technological advancements that can benefit other industries. In conclusion, the government ownership of renewable energy can lead to innovation and energy independence. For these reasons, we firmly support the motion, be it resolved that government ownership of energy is essential for energy sustainability. I thank you.
Esteemed judges, audience, worthy opponents, good afternoon. My team and I stand resolutely against the moot, be it resolved that government ownership of energy resources is essential for energy sustainability. As first speaker, I will define key terms and explain the economic and political points. My second speaker will further explain our environmental and social points on why we believe that government ownership is not essential to energy sustainability. Our POI will interrogate the preposition, and our rebuttal speaker will clear up any misconceptions that have been created. For the purpose of the debates, our definition stands. Energy sustainability, an approach to growth of the energy sector that aims to meet the needs of the present without compromising the future generation needs of. According to Oxford Dictionary, an energy resource is a physical resource that can harness power from the wind and the sea. Honorable judges, worthy opponents, domestic persons should be able to own, produce and harness their energy, thus allowing them to power their homes, sell it back to the grids, and lower the cost of energy. My worthy opponent, 10% of the average Grenadian salary is spent on electricity bills. Isn't this ridiculous? If persons are able to produce and harness their own energy, then it will allow them to save money that can be allocated to other necessities. When individuals produce and sell back to Grenlec grids, they gain 30 cents per kilowatts produced. This surplus of energy on Grenlec grids can be stored and sold to other Caribbean countries. Take Dominica for an example, who has plans to sell excess renewable energy to Martinique. My worthy opponent, the Small-Scale Independent Power Producer Program, PERC, has launched and will work greatly towards the development of renewable energy in Grenada. My worthy opponents, honorable judges, take the National Energy Policy that was signed in 2011 by the then Prime Minister, Honorable Tillman Thomas, and it took them 13 years to revisit this policy. The Grenadian government has taken little to no step towards completing its 2030 goals, which is to reduce carbon footprint and ensure the widespread implementation of renewable energy. This is why my team and I believe that government ownership is not essential for energy sustainability. I thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished judges, Madam Chair and worthy debaters. We reject the definitions expressed by our opponents and maintain our own. The government owning energy resources creates job creation and economic growth. I will further expand on my first point. Job creation creates numerous sectors in manufacturing, installation, and maintenance of energy sources. Energy sectors can provide significant employment opportunities. Growth in renewable energy sectors leads to new job opportunities. The renewable energy sector is a major source of job growth. As more investments are made in clean energy technologies, employment opportunities in manufacturing, installation, and maintenance of increasing, which links to my second point of economic growth. The declining cost of solar technologies and increasing cost of traditional energy sources make energy sources beneficial for our economic growth. Energy resources benefits a wide range of stakeholders, including homeowners, businesses, and the government. While businesses can improve their sustainability and reduce operating costs, government can also promote the adoption of solar energy to meet the renewable energy targets and lower greenhouse gas emissions. The declining cost of solar technology and an increasing cost of traditional energy sources make solar energy more financially viable for consumers and business owners. Thank you. I rest my point.
Good day all. My worthy opponents will try to fill your head with the exponential cost of implementing renewable energy. However, institutions such as Republic Bank and multiple credit unions and IMF are offering concessionary loans. Honorable judges, energy resources projects can pose environmental challenges and threaten agricultural lands, especially in Grenada, where space is limited. For instance, the construction of large solar farms could require clearing of fertile land, negatively impacting local agriculture, which will cause the government to have a reduction in the agricultural sector of the country. In Grenada, where agriculture contributes 6% of GDP, reducing arable land and could harm the government economy by diminishing agricultural output and increasing food prices. Worthy opponents, the agriculture sector relies on consistent and reliable energy for irrigation, processing, and storage. Energy sources such as wind and solar are intermittent and may not provide the necessary reliability if ownership is solely proposed to the government.
Worthy opponents, did you know a typical solar farm requires 5 to 10 acres of land per megawatt of energy produced? This means that expanding solar energy capacity and could encroach on valuable agricultural land. During 2015, during the 2019 drought in Grenada, solar-powered irrigation systems failed to provide sufficient water due to reduced sunlight exposure, resulting in significant crop loss. So, in case of a disaster with citizens being in charge of energy resources, they can accommodate for the loss or bounce back caused by the disaster. Which brings me back to what my team and I believes. In order for energy sustainability, government ownership is not essential. Honorable judges, energy resources can be owned by anyone, households, businesses, even individuals that have farms or large expanses of land, which means they should be able to produce their own energy. This independence will move us towards social equity among our citizens. On worthy opponents, the increased energy usage domestically among the citizens means that they are now independent. They will now have ownership, which means they can now produce and own their own energy. They can now make their own choices and determine if they want to sell back or not. Renewable energy batteries can be purchased in case of natural disasters. Citizens can now have their own supply of energy in case Grenlec is unable to supply, which is why my team and I firmly oppose the moot. I thank you.
My worthy opponent, do you not believe that individuals should have a say in or control of how much energy they use and how much they pay for it?
Could you please repeat that?
Do you not believe that individuals should have a say in how much energy they use and how much they pay for it?
Yes, I agree. However, if the government has control of it and they put a limit on it, it could reduce some of...
My worthy opponent, we accept your answer and we'll be moving on to our next question.
My worthy opponent, do you not the political will of government plays a key role in how energy is distributed, how it is produced and controlled. So, do you not think that the governments, don't you think that governments, if they don't have that drive, that political will, don't you think that the individuals themselves will be negatively impacted?
No. Could you please repeat that?
The political will of government plays a key role in how energy is distributed, how it is controlled, and how it is produced. So, do you not think that governments, if they don't have that political will, that drive, then individuals who use that energy, that they'll be negatively impacted?
My worthy opponent, since time is running, we will move on to our next question. My worthy opponent, how can with government ownership of energy, how can it create energy independence for the individual? No. If government is the sole owner of energy, how can it create energy independence for the individual?
Next question. For the opponents, since you are not answering our question, we will move on. Can you please clarify what you mean when you say government ownership of energy resources will enhance national security?
Go ahead. You have it. Yes, a bit earlier on. Could you please repeat that? How does solar energy affect agriculture?
My worthy opponent, solar energy is widely used in agriculture, not only to power greenhouses, but it's also used in the powering of irrigation machines.
Okay. Do you agree that if the government has ownership over energy resources, there would be a limit to how much we use?
My worthy opponent, I do not agree with that statement. I believe that individuals who have in their individual solar energy or just renewable energy setups, they would have discretion in the amount they use, and they would also be responsible for the amount of energy they pay for.
Okay.
Aren't you aware that our Grenada is small? Solar farms are not necessary. Solar panels can simply be installed on rooftops. Don't you agree?
My worthy opponent, I do agree that solar panels can be installed on rooftops. However, these solar panels can be owned by the individual, not the government.
Additionally, they can have a say on how they use it, how much they use. They can have a say on if they want to sell back to Grenlec as well.
Good job.
You spoke about electricity bills being too much. Isn't renewable energy contributing to the affordability of the electricity itself?
My worthy opponents, renewable energy is a big contributor in the reduction of energy prices. However, we were speaking about fossil fuels. The cost of fossil fuels is very high. So if individuals have their own solar panel setup, they will be able to pay less in electricity bills and gain income from selling back energy to the Grenlec grids.
You spoke about reducing carbon footprints. How is renewable energy not doing so?
My worthy opponent, I believe I thank you.
Honorable judges, worthy opponents, my team and I firmly stand against the moot that government ownership of energy resources is essential for energy sustainability. My worthy opponent, your first speaker professed that there is an exponential cost of implementing renewable energy. This is preposterous. However, honorable judges, institutions such as Republic banks and multiple credit unions and the IMF are offering concessionary loans, which are loans, if you don't know, cause low interest rates to individuals. This is why my team and I believe that domestic persons should be able to own, produce, and harness their own energy, resulting in energy independence. We preach independence, so why not start practicing it? Your second speaker preached about economic growth and innovation. But my worthy opponents, this same government has not been making any steps forward to reduce our SDG goals. Is this the government you want to heavily rely on? The energy transition depends heavily on political makers' commitment to renewable energy. However, despite political support, progress can stall due to poor policy implementation. This gap between intention and action is often caused by various underlying factors. We need to take our own steps to renewable energy, because if we continue to fully depend on government, then we would make no steps. Honorable opponents, you failed to answer our questions and clarified nothing on your argument. It is perceived that you accept our argument stated on political will. Case closed. To continue my point on political will, in Grenada in 2011, the Tillman, thank you. Good afternoon, all. I stand here as the rebuttal speaker of the proposing side. Your second speaker stated that it will affect agriculture and create loss of crops and take up land. But from my research and observations, renewable energy like solar panels go on the roof. It has never been seen in any farmer's land. Correct me if I am wrong. Worthy opponent, did you know if government is in control of renewable energy, they do have the option to provide subsidies, reducing the cost so citizens can use the money to pay for something else? The opposition also stated that agricultural sector is highly dependent on solar. But is that true? And you may be thinking the burden it may leave on the government. But worthy opponents, did you know to import any
any energy products. It is 100% free. Information on this was presented from our owner, Martin Bido, the owner of this very own energy business. I and my team firmly stand with the moots, be it resolved that government ownership of energy resources is essential for energy sustainability. I rest my case.
To the winner of this match, St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's, we say congratulations. We say hats off to all participants. We thank you, our viewing audience, for joining us, and we invite you to tune in again for a complete coverage of the next match in the Round of 16 series.
The Grenlec Debates. Power, bright ideas.
The Grenlec Debates will be broadcast on MTV Monday and Thursday at 9 p.m. and on Saturday at 6 p.m. and on GBN TV Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. and on Sunday at 4 p.m.
Tune in